I think anyone who's ever sailed a dinghy past the breakwater has dreamed of sailing around the world. I know I certainly have, even when I had a 20-foot boat. And it was something that only became a reality when I could afford to buy a boat like Voyager. It's an old husky ketch that was built for exploration. And when I christened her Voyager, that wasn't just an arbitrary label, that was a statement of my intention to voyage, to explore, to really discover myself as well as the world as I went around. The weather has been arbitrary, at times violent. We feel we can handle just about anything Mother Nature can throw at us. And being on board, the world becomes a much smaller place. It's 70 feet long, it's about 20 feet wide, and that's it. And you've got to make do. You're on your own. You can't call Mom to come bail you out.
It's blowing stink out here, Ma.
To sail a boat around the world, to brave fierce storms on the mighty ocean.
Normal boats would quake and tremble. Voyager says, ha 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 ha.
To sail bravely off into the sunset has been my dream since the long ago days as a cadet at Maritime College. And it was the reason I bought a big broken boat 5 years ago, nursed her back to health, and christened her Voyager. With tens of thousands of miles already under her still sturdy keel, I was confident this old ketch could fulfill another dream. To put us on the international date line in the Pacific Ocean at exactly midnight on December 31st, 1999, where we'll be among the first in the universe to experience the new millennium. This is my sail to the century island.
Welcome to Sardinia, the second largest island in the Mediterranean. That lighthouse, one of the many that date pre-Roman. The Phoenicians are thought to have built those stone structures 1000 BC.
Sailing Sardinia's rugged east coast, we saw caves that once housed a defiant and ancient people, and steep fog-shrouded mountains. D.H. Lawrence once described it as strange and rather wonderful.
It's part of Italy, but yet it's so far away that it has its own unique culture. In fact, at this point, we're equidistant between the Italian mainland and the African coast, both about 120 miles away. The island, however, has never been fully conquered. In fact, what the indigenous people would do is retreat to the mountains you see behind the ancient lighthouse. And there they lived out their own meager but independent existence. The Romans called them barbara, and hence the word barbarian originates from Sardinia.
Welcome to Malta, an independent island republic that history blessed and cursed by placing it right in the middle of everything.
Malta, of course, an island of extreme strategic value, right in the center of the Mediterranean, due south of Sicily, right between Tunisia and Sicily, an ancient fortress fought over since the time of the Phoenicians. It's withstood two mighty sieges in its long and distinguished history. The first one was in the 1500s against Suleiman the Magnificent.
Held at various times by the Romans, the Arabs, by Christian knights, by Napoleon, and the British. Now the invaders are tourists, attracted by the many historical landmarks, and by Malta's rocky shore, bathed in almost constant sunshine. But while there is no snow, frost, or fog here, there are no rivers, lakes, or sandy beaches either. If you're looking for paradise, go to Greece. We left Malta late one July afternoon, setting full sails to catch the welcome breeze, which was blowing from the northwest. When after several hours the wind was absolutely unchanged, neither direction or velocity, we realized we were in the welcome grip of the Meltemi. That's the mellow wind that cools the Mediterranean during summertime.
One of the most amazing things, whatever ocean we've been in, is that we have been followed by school of dolphins, great schools of dolphins. Mediterranean thought to be a dead sea. Look out there. A sea filled with dolphins. Leap. Watch them come.
Our original plan was to bypass the Greek mainland entirely, just touching briefly on either Crete or Rhodes in our voyage to the Suez Canal. But to keep my time away from the impeachment watch to an absolute minimum, we instead headed for Zakynthos, the nearest Greek island. Also known as Zante, Zakynthos' most alluring feature is its magnificent caves. Carved by nature out of the Mediterranean limestone, they are the same shimmering color they were when the classics were brand new bestsellers. We spent hours just cruising these ancient labyrinths, watching Voyager pull gently at her anchor in the historic clear blue sea. After 2 long, hot, sticky summer months on impeachment duty, I finally managed to steal another long weekend to join Johan and Kevin for the sail towards Suez. In my absence, the boys have moved the boat from the west coast of Greece to the east, through one of the most fascinating canals on the planet. Completed in the 19th century, but proposed for as long as man has sailed the Greek peninsula, the first attempt to dig the Corinth Canal actually began during the reign of the otherwise nutty Emperor Nero. Nero may have fiddled as Rome burned, but apparently he knew a good shortcut when he saw one. Cruising the Aegean Sea is like window shopping in a jewelry store. One precious gem after another. Zakynthos, Eos, Santorini. With its whitewashed villas set high on its mighty cliffs, one of the world's greatest treasures, Santorini lacks only a proper harbor to be perfect. Anchoring is impossible here, because even a stone's throw away from shore, the beautiful green waters are 500 feet deep. The bay is breathtaking. Embraced by towering rust-colored cliffs, it's actually a massive volcanic crater, created by a series of catastrophic eruptions. The first, about 3,500 years ago, was powerful enough to wipe out the Minoan civilization, based on nearby Crete. It was loud enough to be heard halfway around the world.